Well, they say bad things usually happen in threes, and we're now 2/3 of the way for that coming true. This one hits especially hard because, man, I grew up watching this guy. Uh, really, the biggest reason I went to the RNC was to see Hulk Hogan speak. Um, and some of my friends, I have a friend who has a whole room dedicated to Hulk Hogan. And the news just broke that he has passed away at the age of 71. I hope all my Hulkamaniacs out there, are doing all right. This is the guy that got me into wrestling. Saturday mornings, watching Hulk Hogan, seeing him in, I think it was the second, or was it the third? I think it was the third Rocky movie. You know, even that one, really remember that the movie, like the space age movie with him in, and they had the guitar. Was that it? I can't remember, but like I loved Hulk Hogan. And when I grew up, like he seems like a good guy. I know he had some minor controversies over the years, but um it sucks. And I'm going to go through the news. We're talk a little bit about it, but I do want to challenge the viewers in the comments. Leave your. I'm going to read them. Leave your favorite Hulk Hogan memory. And because mine was sleeping over at my cousin's house, building forts, and watching wrestling on Saturday morning. Seeing Hulk Hogan, basically, probably now that I look back, maybe in his prime, but then he wrestled for a much longer time. I mean, I wasn't even really watching wrestling anymore when like the NWO was a thing and he turned into the heel. I never even really followed that stuff. I just grew up during like, Jake the Snake, Hulk Hogan, Bam Bam Bigelow, Undertaker, Yokozuna, I think his name was, Jim the Hacksaw, or Jim Duggan. That is the era. I didn't really, I mean, I liked Kane, but again, that was kind of a different era of wrestling. I didn't really watch wrestling in the era of The Rock and like all this modern, like high flying stuff. I watched it more in like when it was a bunch of nobodies and then you waited for Hulk. Hulk Hogan, one of the most popular professional wrestlers of all time, who helped make WWE a juggernaut, has passed away at 71. Cardiac arrest was called, placed to medics, were sent to Hogan's home in Clearwater, Florida. TMZ reports he was stretchered on into an ambulance. Real name Terry I'm not calling him Terry. He was Hulk. Rose to prominence in the 80s during his All-American Hulkamania persona. It helped transform the WWE, then known as the WWF, into a national powerhouse. Born in Augusta, Georgia in 1953, Hogan had two kids, Brooke and Nick, with his first wife, Linda. After Linda filed for divorce in 2007, Hogan married Jennifer McDaniel. They got divorced in 2022. Hogan then married Sky Daly. Don't really care about his personal life. I have so many great memories of Hulk Hogan. The thing is like he symbolized a time in America when it was awesome to be patriotic. Now everyone's so over it. They're so it's so passe, and they just, people are above it. Even people feel weird about putting American flags in their yard. I'd love to see a bunch of people make the decision to put a flag out in their yard for Hulk Hogan, because he really represented, he represented America so well that Trump had him speak at the RNC. I'm not sure that he was a overtly political guy, but he was a guy that loved this country. And, he had stores in Florida that thousands of people would travel to. He would even show up at his own stores sometimes and sign autographs. There's this famous video I want to bring up because it's just, this is who Hulk was, Let's see, Hulk, Hogan, little kids, little man, I think. No, little man. Is that it? Yeah, here it is. This is from Roe Knows. This kid loved Hulk. Yeah. Here's Hulk actually working his own store, which is awesome. Right?
Roe knows, brother.
Let me tell you
Something, brother. When you walk in this beat shop, I'm surprised that you still got the shirt on, Jack.
let me tell you something. Oh, sure. The first time I met you, I was only 3 years old. But now I'm 6 years old.
Whoa.
Now we got attention. You're a big level man. Just
Yeah.
like that no good stinky shine over your head and send them right through the canvas in front of 93,000 Hulkamaniacs. So what are they gonna do when the power of the Hulkster and the Roadster and the dual 24-inch pythons run wild on you?
Yeah, the sheriff. Yeah. I mean, this guy, this is a video from a year ago. Hulk hasn't wrestled in a very, very long time. This kid was never alive during Hulk Hogan's run. You know what I mean? Here's the... Oh boy. Here we go.
Hey, you're stealing my gimmick. Give me the mic.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, brother.
Let me tell you something.
Go talk to the mic, man.
Finally, the roster has come back to Clearwater Beach.
Now he's wearing a Roe Nose shirt, so maybe it's like a thing. But like, I mean, just Hulk Hogan always seemed to make time for his fans. Maybe people have. I mean, if people have a bad memory of Hulk Hogan, I've never heard it. You know, he was just the absolute best. Absolutely. You know, it's hard to say. He always had Iron, you know, his rival, the Iron Sheik, you know, all these great people like Undertaker. Obviously, all the news here is reporting that he's passed away. But this is, you know, here's Mr. T versus Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper. This was just peak. You know, him versus Ric Flair, absolute peak. I mean, I can't show any of it because I know the WWE is going to claim it. But here you have him coming in on a motorcycle. Like, this was peak America. And you had Ric Flair, one of the best to ever do it. And he's just, you know, Hulk Hogan rocked the full cul-de-sac. My dad had a cul-de-sac, I think, because of Hulk Hogan. Well, he was bald, but I was like, Dad, shave the rest. He's like, well, what's wrong with this? Hulk Hogan's got it. I don't know if he actually thought that, but I mean, his match is still, look at this, 12 million views on a match that happened before the internet. That's how big Hulk Hogan, and to be fair, Ric Flair were. And, you know, there's a lot of people who Hulk Hogan put over. Here's Hulk Hogan versus The Undertaker, 1991. How much, you know, here's 10.5 million from the Survivor Series. I remember all these fights like blow for blow. And it's just, first we lose Ozzy yesterday or 2 days ago. Now Hulk Hogan. I'm concerned what other childhood hero is going to pass away. Look, I know that Hogan, most of those wrestling guys, they took a lot of stuff to stay buff. You know, he's been sick apparently. You know, we're told a slew of police cars and EMTs were parked outside Hogan's home, where he was carried on a stretcher in an ambulance. Just a few weeks ago, Hogan's wife Scott denied rumors that he was in a coma, saying his heart was strong as he recovered from surgeries. Last month, there were rumblings that Hogan was on his deathbed. but we're told at this time he was just dealing with the symptoms of a neck procedure he underwent in May. You know, I mean, I don't know if this is as a result of his, you know, neck surgeries. These guys deal obviously with a lot of long-term, you know, a lot of debilitating. They crush their body. It's not like nowadays. Nowadays it's still rough. But back then they were actually taking the hits. You know, you look back at that fight between, was it Kane and Undertaker cage match? Those, I mean, not Kane. Sorry, it was Mankind. Mankind and Undertaker in the cage match. That was all real. Like, they fell through the cage. Like, that was they really put their bodies on the line for entertainment. And I think Hulk Hogan still had a lot of life to live and a lot of good things to do. And I'm going to miss him. So, you know, put your favorite Hogan memory in the comments down below. And hopefully I'll have better news as the day goes on with my next couple videos.